Kids like these will go to school, and who they will go to school with has been a major social issue for decades. Today, a federal district court again took up the matter of San Francisco school desegregation. Like so many times in the past, however, the decision did not resolve the issue as much as lay new groundwork for future debate. Can I have a nickel?
And I believe that, at least as far as the statement of the court is concerned, that it supports one of the major contentions that we've had, and that is our criticism of the past plan insofar as San Francisco has changed substantially in its racial composition of students. And I think the court recognizes that this is not the same school district that it was in 1971, and the fact that, therefore, that he's taken this action will allow us to, in my judgment, to proceed.
How is it going to affect?
I think there are a number of options open to us. And what we'll have to do, since we just got the ruling a few minutes ago, is to read it very carefully and see what options might be to our advantage to pursue. The redesign certainly is one of the things under study. It was under study prior to this ruling. It will continue to be under study.
School desegregation. And what's your impression of, how do you feel about all of the controversy over the school desegregation in San Francisco?
It's because that's what starts fights and things. I think we all should be together and be as one group and to love each other.
Okay. School with kids of other races.
Well, it's okay, because I have some friends that are black.
Uh-huh. And so do you think that do you think you should all go to the same schools?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I think they're okay. Nothing the matter with them.
Mm-hmm. So how do you feel about going to school with them?
No difference except that they're a different color. And
Many of today's children were children themselves when the federal courts first started handing down their desegregation orders. And there's no telling how old today's children will be when the issue of school desegregation is finally resolved.
Keep your seat. You girls hear me.
Okay.
he got you good, Tammy. I know.
All right. Goodbye.
Hey, can I talk on here? Now you got your shit. Watch it. That's it. That's it. Not no watch it. What? Ain't normal.
When do you guys get off? Next stop?
3 more stops.
All right.
We get off at the. We get out at 3 more stops.
3 more.
We don't stop. We don't get off here. We got to stop. Get me right now. There you go. Put that there.
That's Miss Westbrook's down in second one here.
I don't know why. I really don't.
Is it gonna be on the news?
You made that. He's
just a little while. We're leaving. We were here before.
The boy's not. It's not. Getting them. You don't put that sound on TV. They gonna manage to get that sound on TV today. That's the only sound act normal. Just act normal, Denise. Like you usually do. Say what here?
Everybody getting off? A lot of people. Okay. Now say something quick.
Everybody get it off.
Alright, you make that? That's pretty. That's pretty.
Still bye, Debbie. I want to see what he's shooting at.
Bye.
He's gonna shoot you, Carmen.
Bye.
He's gonna shoot you. He's gonna get you, Carmen. I get no Kevin disease. No Kevin. You got Kevin good. He went just like this. Kevin went right here. He had it. He gonna shoot you outside.
Alright.
Hey, man, me. I get off at the good people get out and dirty.
Alright, goodbye. Goodbye.
Now I won't be on TV. You will please shut up.
Goodbye.
Today.
Today.
We learned this school today. Yeah.
What did you learn? What did you do? Tell me.
We learned math and I played and
Alright. I'll ask you next time we stop. Today in school.
I learned and I played.
What did you learn?
Math, spelling, reading, and you can go out for research. And I went to the arson and that cameraman didn't even come there.
We were late, that's why.
I went to that arsenal for nothing. I went over to Gerald's class and he wasn't there either.
That's because we didn't get there at the right time. We were late.
And I came to that arson at 1 o'clock and stayed there for a whole hour for nothing. The next after that, I get off Roman. Me too. Everybody get out. Not everybody's a red brother. Not everybody. Almost everybody get off. Right. How come you ain't never get out? Hello! How come you ain't gonna take a picture?
Whittier area,
How about
and then she
Mrs.
goes back to Whittier.
Mrs. Goria?
Barbara Moore goes in Hillside area, but she don't go to Whittier.
Well,
Miss Westbrook will carry these children in the vicinity of Whittier, and then she'll stop right back at Whittier where we left.
well, that's where we need to go.
Well, I'll show you Miss Westbrook.
All right.
She's a suspension on the same.
Miss Westbrook is here.
Yeah, she's here.
Why are you doing this? When are we going to be on?
If you're screaming this and jump in front of the camera, we can't show it, man.
When are we going to be on?
I don't know. Maybe
Is that
tonight.
picture?
When you're rolling.
Okay, thank you. Bye. Hey.
Could you bring that camera back here? All right. Yeah, please. Look at his collar.
Somebody else wants on?
No.
You all just say fine. Was it really fine?
Nobody messed with you today.
Why do people usually mess with you?
We have to run all the time. We have some good assemblies once in a while. Hey, you get me in there?
Huh?
You get me in there?
Yeah, you'll talk to me. All right. Okay. Go to school?
No. It's okay.
What would you rather do than go to school?
Stay home and play.
All right. How about you?
Well, I just had a good day at school because the teachers weren't so mean because it's Friday.
I'll take that. Oh, sorry.
I don't know. We don't.
Huh?
Can you hear us?
Yeah?
Say what that boy doing?
They live over here like the Evos, and you send your checks to them every month. I got to go up and send my check to them today. It hurts, too.
We get students who read very well. They come down here, and we get students who really can't read at all, and everything in between there. But I guess in contrast to a number of other people's educational philosophies, we feel that black people are psychological victims, and that one of the things we have to do is to get them to come to grips with some of their psychological problems before they can even begin to start to improve on their educational deficiencies. In fact, a large amount of last semester was spent in trying to get over these psychological roadblocks. And for the most part, I think that we've been successful. If you look at the types of work that students are doing at this point, and people being willing to say, I can't do this, and mean it, or being willing to tackle books that they never would have read before, being willing to write papers that were poorly written, which they never would have done before. They would have avoided writing the paper so in front that they could write, but that they just didn't have the time or something like that. And we've managed to get through a lot of those blocks now. And in fact, they are working and dealing with their problems, but there's no way of getting around the effect that this negative image a lot of black students have of themselves has on their willingness or ability to deal with basic kind of skills like reading, writing, and talking and thinking.
Well, that leads to the other question that I'm sure you get asked a lot of times. How do you justify a black house project within a school system that has raised the flag of integration for years?
Yeah, it's a question that seems to be asked all the time because a lot of people don't understand it, but Like, we look upon ourselves as being oppressed people, black people. And we also think about slaves and slave masters. And there are a lot of parallels that we can draw between our situation. And we think that a situation, in spite of the benevolence of the slave masters, you're just not going to get meaningful education from the slave master with the slaves there. He's not going to teach slaves how to change the situation. He has a vested interest in remaining the slave master. In the same way, we feel that the oppressor has a vested interest in not teaching us certain things.
Do you think most white teachers, though, go this route?
I think that most white teachers have to go this route, whether they want to admit it or not. They have, you know, like, they can't tell us everything, say, like in history, that white people have done to us.
Well, you asked me what, first of all, I feel about Black House. And actually, I can not sum it up in a word, but I do feel a sense of security. I feel something that has reached me through my son, like togetherness. Before Black House, he didn't talk too much to me, but he does now, and I like that.
The integration just didn't work for my son. He left home every morning to attend class. He never got to school. I went up to school to find out about it, and they finally passed him. He graduated with a big fat D, and a D to me is just like an F.
Watts burning. Burning like the black wandering minds and the result of the plundered culture. Watts burning.